But just welcome.
You were the voice of the Gold Ranger too, right? Is it you?
Yeah. Yep, so we confused everybody that time. Now the kids are all like, hey, wait, that sounds like what? Anyway, I just wanted to welcome you guys. Nicole, take a picture of all of us real quick. You guys can get your cameras out and take a picture real quick.
Yeah, we're ruining this turbo panel right now by making it all about Azim.
Listen.
Yeah, baby!
Azim is wearing Darth Vader underoos right now.
Hey, right now in the middle. Here we go, Nicole. Give us a countdown.
Ready? 1, 2.
All right, perfect. Anyway, you guys can stay.
You know, I did morph into Turbo.
You did?
Yeah, I morphed into everybody.
That's why he's here.
Oh, that's true, actually. Oh, God.
Hey,
Oh,
look, you have scared this guy.
That information was too much.
He was like,
That's okay. That's Dr. Shaw. Now he's got wet pants. Dr. Shaw.
actually, you are a doctor,
He is a doctor.
so you're totally fine to fall.
Yeah.
And if you need a doctor, I played a doctor on TV. I'm just saying.
So I have a question for Brad. So Brad, you are a hero in the pantheon of all the crazy Spawn Sentai mashup. Put it in the blender, hit the button, pour it out, and send it to the juice bar.
That's exactly how I describe it.
What was your experience like working alongside Power Rangers on that set property that we were at in Valencia? Did you get along with us, or were we cool? Or?
No, you guys, I mean, you got to think about it. I was watching the show before I was ever cast on the show, so I was a fan. And then all of a sudden, you know, somehow you're fortunate enough to say, hey, there's an audition for, you know, the White Ranger, as it turned out. And I was like, are you kidding me? I get to go out for this thing? So, and I was a brand new actor in LA. I was 17 years old, sleeping on a buddy's floor, you know? So I went from that to the audition, and then you get the call, you go through the callbacks and everything, and they're like, hey, you got the gig. So, I mean, first of all, I was a fan of everybody. And then, you know, you get the opportunity to be considered for the show. I mean, it was just honored more than anything else. And then we made the switch. I got VR Troopers, so I was right next door to you guys every day.
Yep.
And the only thing I regret was not being able to bring the two shows together and at least have one episode where, you know,
crossover.
Yeah.
And we were all asking for that. But I will say this. Have you guys watched VR Troopers? You know what we're talking about, right?
Yes.
So, you know, what came first? The Rangers or the Troopers? Well, we know who came first. However, did you realize, if you think back at the shows, you know a lot of the money they made on Power Rangers went to building much better sets for VR Troopers. So you watch the production budget, you're like, man, they had some money on that.
Yeah, we benefited from y'all's success, absolutely.
And your actors were really good too, by the way.
And I was proud of the team that we had. And then I heard that we had some new Texas people coming on the set in season 2, and I was like, oh man, I got some people from Texas here with me now. So
awesome.
It was good to hang out with Steve and Karen.
Yeah,
and
first
Johnny.
day I said that went over and met Brad and like, oh, from Dallas?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Brad Hawkins.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time we have to hear from Azim. All right,
Hold on.
Azim, you're kind of new here,
Yeah,
relatively speaking.
yeah.
And-
I am. I'm new and yet old at the same time. somehow, I think I've morphed into almost everybody on this stage right now. So I get that experience. I feel like I know all of you.
Did you study all their movement patterns so you could accurately emulate the Japanese people that played them?
100%. Any of you who just saw the kids' demonstration, you know it.
Is that the how to move like a Power Ranger for
Yeah,
kids?
that's right. We learned how to morph.
Oh, that's fun.
It was fun.
Why didn't I get that? I want to learn how to morph, right?
Come on, make him a ranger! Ranger Bulk!
Yeah, make him a ranger. That's going to work out great.
No, my first experience with anybody here was actually in New Zealand when we were doing the legendary battle, and I showed up to my trailer to shave because I have to shave twice a day. And I look over, and he's shaving too. Mr. Jason David Frank. I didn't even know he was going to be there because they didn't let us in on the script until we got there that day. And
Did you guys share shaving cream?
We shared a razor.
I shave once, twice every month.
No, it's that Middle Eastern blood.
Azim shaved 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I did.
Does anybody have a question for Azim out there? Any good questions? You gotta choose one, Azim.
Whoa, questions are good questions.
Well, I want people to ask a good question and not ask the obvious questions about the shaving.
Yes, my dear in the pink shirt. Man, how'd you know I was going to say me? That's rough.
Azim?
I must be pretty predictable at this point. My favorite Ranger, man, it's got to be Jason Narvi. I mean,
Yeah, hey, that's a safe one. That is
What?
a safe
You mean the toucan ranger? You noticed when they made Skull a ranger in the comic book, his helmet is an image of his actual nose turned upside down on top of his head. And I'm something like a baconodon, baby.
we call him the Professor, don't we?
Yeah, yes, he appreciates Professor better than Doctor because he's so self-conscious. Because he thinks someone's going to try to, ask for his help on an airplane or something. He's like, I know Shakespeare. I know, yes, Dr. Shaw. That's what he would, He's an English lit. He's definitely not an MD.
I'm not an MD either.
Well, no.
Yeah, I'm not a real doctor either, guys.
We know that. But you do have wet pants, so you're up in my book. All right, this is Free Range Chicken. Any questions for anyone in the house? You call it. We're going to go with that young person in the white and blue shirt. Yes, you. Who's the question for?
My name's Catherine, but it's close.
It's okay. I can answer for Amy Jo.
I get their names confused all the time. Don't worry about it. That's right.
How was it being? How cool was it? It was very cool. Yeah, who wouldn't want to be a superhero, right? Mic drop.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, in Soul of the Dragon?
Yeah. I think. Kyle? Let's ask Kyle Higgins.
Is
Kyle,
Kyle
grab the microphone real quick, buddy. He's the guy to answer this question. Kyle Higgins, everyone. Put your hands together. He is we call him the master grid.
Has been described as a genius.
Yeah.
Yes.
Genius.
So Kyle.
By myself when we were talking about you being a genius and me being a genius. I'm not giving you the microphone. That was your first mistake. That was acting 101 mistake there, my friend. That's not good for anybody.
So he wants to know is
What's the
JJ who's the mama? Because
well,
Catherine, right?
hold on. Who do you want to be the mom?
Ask them that.
Kyle. Yes.
It's Kat.
Yeah, because listen, when we did
It's
the reunion episode.
Oh, whoa.
Stampede in the gorge! Simba's down there! When we did the episode,
There's like 3 people who are gonna understand that, by the way.
Jason, David, Frank. 3 people. When we did, me and Catherine and the thing, we're thinking, man, maybe I don't know our backstory. Let's just kind of like think we're married and let's hold hands before we go through this and that. Even though it was a little subtle, it was enough
We
to.
didn't talk to each other the whole episode?
I mean, that's marriage, you know? And then, I'm just saying, I want to make it too obvious. And then we talked about it with Kyle, and she loves the fans, it made sense.
And my thing is like, between Kimberly and Kat, only one of them broke his heart. Right?
Whoa.
You know what I say to people? I say there's different dimensions now because of Kyle. He's created all these different storylines that you guys, all the stories that you wanted to happen or didn't want to happen. So in one universe he's married to Kimberly, in another he's married to Kat. Let's go with that.
No, the
it's
real
life,
life
it's life.
lesson,
It's life, yeah.
And another to Polly.
All I know is, where did you buy your muscle shirt?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Does the muscles come with the shirt?
This is the guy in the Megazord outfit.
Literally, that's Megazord. That's
Megazord.
That's Megazord.
I feel like I just watched an episode of Springer.
Hey, you just said Montel. Wasn't I? What did you say when I came out? Montel. All right, so we've changed.
All right, who's got a question? How about you right here? You, buddy. Yeah. No, forget that guy. His hair's too good. It's you, man. It's you. Yeah.
Steve knows. So, what was the question? Terrible roll call? Oh, the turbo roll call. Johnny, we were talking about that. The mythology behind remember the turbo stuff?
Yeah. Oh, why are they called what they're called?
Yeah, remember, what was the first one again?
Dune Star's Gonna Shine.
What is it? There you go.
Wind
You guys were
Chaser.
talking. Yeah, there you go.
Because
I was
I
talking about that?
Take it. Yeah,
Take this? All right. So, the mythology behind that goes way, way back.
Oh, Johnny, don't lie. Be quiet. You sound like me now in Salt Lake. Listen, I was like, the little kid's like, sir, where does the dragon dagger come from? I'm like, well, son, it's made from this, like you and Johnny goes, just be quiet. Tell him it's a hanger and foam, kids. It's a hanger and foam. The dragon dagger's made from a hanger and foam. Johnny, I was trying to give him a good story. So now it's your turn.
I tried to go back.
You tried to make it up.
The truth of the matter is, those Zord names were all colognes from the 99-cent store. Dune Star. She'll love it.
Desert Thunder. For down under.
How about you, buddy? What do you got? Wind Chaser.
The gas maker.
Nakia Maurice.
Yes.
There's a question for you.
I missed the first part. You said I'm the only Zeo Ranger that
Hasn't been back yet on the show.
Oh. Well, thank you for bringing that up.
Funko Pops.
Yeah, that's how it kind of felt on the movie. So everybody traveled except me. So you were asking, Polly, what would you have changed from the movie? I mean, outside of the story? I would have loved to have traveled and gone somewhere. Everybody went somewhere. These two went to Tennessee. That one went to Hawaii. Steve, where'd you go? Did you travel too?
I went to 4 days downtown LA.
Oh, yeah, no, because you were just the couple. Yeah, so I'm the only one that didn't get a chance to travel. So I just want to say that.
Blake did not.
Blake was little, he doesn't count. I'm just kidding. You said, how would I feel about going back? What would I? I would want her to have some lines.
Speaking.
Outside of just saying, right. Yes. Yes. Okay. So if we could just have like a full sentence, I'd be down. Oh yeah, Jason just reminded me the look.
It's like, okay, you just look.
Look worried.
Look worried.
Okay, wait, look at Zordon.
Zordon's
Look
dead.
at Tommy.
You know, most of the time when you see us looking at something when we're on camera and we're looking off camera, we're looking at like a tennis ball or a piece of orange tape they've stuck on a wall.
Yeah.
So that's why it requires concentration. I'm concentrating right now. Can't you smell it burning? All right, who's got the next question? Who is it? Okay, all right, Mr. Good Hair, go on.
Jason.
What's the best prank you've ever pulled on set?
I don't do that. I don't pull pranks, but I'll go back to inside the cars. When I was talking to Johnny, like I went inside my turbo car. It was such a miss. It looked so cool from the outside. And I just remember, which is not unpractical, when I was a kid, you roll the windows down like this. Hey, little kids, we had to do this back in the days. Okay? Little kids, we used to have to get up and change the channel. All right? But I looked inside the car, was a disaster. It had these little plier clippers that were clipped onto to roll down the window. I remember as a kid, we had that too, but I don't know why I said that. But as pranks, I was just very professional. Jason David prank. Next.
Who's got one? Nakia, why don't you choose?
I choose him with the glasses right there because he looks like he really wants to be chosen. Yes, you!
Been chosen. Please stand. Not you.
Yes, it's you.
Never mind. Continue.
What was it like opening that business kind of like after the whole PR?
You know, I don't know if I would have opened the restaurant Sushi Marquee, and thank you for bringing it up. I don't think I would have done that if I would have been inspired by my childhood, which was, you know, the 80s and 90s. I mean, that was just everything in Sushi Marquee comes from either movies or music or, you know, from that time period. So it's like Japanese sushi and a time capsule. So people come in and you got, you know, fathers and with their families, and they're watching videos and movies and music and listening to music from the 80s and 90s and kind of passing the torch to their kids as they're having dinner. So it's really cool. They're looking up at the screens and they're like, ooh, that's The Last Dragon, or ooh, that's, you know, Back to the Future, or Milli Vanilli, and they're like, who the hell is Milli Vanilli?
I know that well.
Yeah, so
What's your
it's true? Nobody?
voice?
Nobody?
No.
I love it. Hey, Brad, where can they find you? Because I did see his restaurant last night. It was pretty cool. Do you have an Instagram or somewhere they can find you in case they don't know
it's
Brad
at
owns the
Sushi
restaurant?
Marquee. Yeah,
Okay,
so everything,
awesome.
yeah, just that handle, or go online. Sushi Marquee in Frisco. It's up in Frisco, Texas.
All right, Johnny Bosch. Johnny Bosch. I don't know, although a lot of us might not want to admit it, I think the singularly most successful post-Power Rangers actor is Johnny and Nakia and AJ. Not necessarily in that order, but Johnny's first, of course. So, Johnny, I got a question. You have played some iconic characters in games and in